Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to tell you how to go through the campaign fairly quick and easy, and depending on your build and everything, quite pain free. Now, the league mechanics obviously will slow you down if you participate in it. I recommend you participate in it because it seems like from login throughout the campaign it will come up with the mechanic, and I reckon it'll be a good way to pick up some gear and maybe some currency. We'll add in some talk about that as we go, but here we go. Act 1. Kill Hillock. We're on the straight bit. The easiest way to do that, stand up against the wall, keep hitting him, keep your health up, keep the mana up. Every time you hit half life, hit your health flask. Once he goes to the second phase, starts pulling out a sword, that's when you make sure your health's up, your mana's up, because he doesn't take damage whilst that's happening. You've got maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds max, or you can run around him and one hit run if you don't feel like doing that. Then we go into town, obviously. Go into town, go to the coast. We run through the coast. There's a couple of iffy areas, but do your best, get through, go in, get the waypoint, go to mud flats. Now this is where you break the eggs and get the glyphs. Go around, get the glyphs, try to run in a circle around the cockroach things. Obviously, if you get surrounded, you're in big trouble. It happens, there's no big deal. Unless you're in hardcore, obviously, then it's a big deal. But try and get them away, use trees, use cover, use circling, and just obviously try to create distance and watch out for them standing still because they're probably about to charge you. Crack the eggs, go and do the glyph section where your submerged passage egg entrance will be. Go and get the waypoint. Don't go back to town, go back to the coast. Go to the coast, find Tidal Islands, go through and find Mr. Cranky Pants. Hail Rake will do a freeze ice spike thing. You side to side him until about half life, and then he gets a bit smarter. So you sort of semicircle him and swing back. Just keep attacking him until he drops dead. Now log out, log back in, take you back to town. Go talk to Nessa and Tarkley, and then we want to go back to Submerged Passage. You have two options here. You can either do Flooded Depths first, or go through the next bit. So if you find a bridge and you want to do Flooded Depths, put a portal at the bridge and go do Flooded Depths. If you don't want to do Flooded Depths and do the Deep Dweller, then if you find it, put a portal next to the entrance to the Flooded Depths. Otherwise, you can keep going straight on through to the ledge. The ledge is probably where if you haven't died in the mud flats, this is probably where you're going to get into a bit of trouble. Obviously it's not guaranteed, but generally the cluster of this and the next part is fairly compact. Now, run all the way through. You want to hit all the waypoints. You're fine, but a couple of them don't really matter, but if you find one, hit one. Now, hit the waypoint, go through the climb. We're going all the way through to the lower prison, hitting that waypoint, and then either going to town to go through the portal you set up, or waypoint back to the Submerged Passage to do the Flooded Depths and take on the Dweller. Once you kill the Dweller, log out, log back in, go to the Weaponsmith and talk to him. Then we want to pop back to the lower prison, go all the way through until we find Brutus. Brutus, obviously the first real boss. And then he, if you got a totem build, or a build that uses a totem early on, place that down, try to get behind him. Watch out for his AoE attack where he's pounding the ground, having a little cry, or his spike barrage that he sends out. And if you have to, run around the section getting your cooldowns or just rethinking. Obviously try to stay relaxed and everything be as fine as possible. Log out as soon as you kill him, go back to town, talk to weaponsmith guy, do what you need in town, and then go to the waypoint, go to the next waypoint. You don't actually need to go through the After Brutus to find this, you automatically got it. Go through to the graveyard. This is where Fairgraves is. Find the waypoint that should be near your entrance, and you can look in a little area around the waypoint for Fairgraves if you want. If you find him, put a portal, or if he's that close to the waypoint, then don't worry about it. Go find the cave, graveyard cave, and go and get the flame of the mini boss-ish. Not really even a mini boss. The person stopping you from clicking on the slave girl. Get that, exit. Don't actually go and give it to Fairgraves yet. Go and go to the next area. The next area will be Cavern of Wraith. You want to go there, go to the waypoint, and then go back and talk and kill Fairgraves. You want to go back to log in, log out, or if it's that close to the waypoint, use the waypoint. Go back to town, go to talk to the peoples, and then we want to head towards the Merville. You want to try to get your resistance up. Sapphire rings are good for this. And go through our little areas and fight her. You want to try to stay away from the water funnels that come down. You want to keep moving. So you want to move around. Keep them moving. Totems, if you got them, they attack that. You attack her. And she's got 2 phases. You want to watch out for some of the help she calls in. They're red exploder guys, so you could be caught unawares. But otherwise, you should be relatively fine if you just keep moving, hit our move. You just gotta watch your flush, because if you need to take out the extra bits, you need to just concentrate on that, then go back to her. But then you're done Act 1. Act 2. So we've gone through, we have got to town, and then we go up and we go right. Now we go all the way through, we'll hit the crossroads. The waypoint should be where it goes off in 2 different directions. We go left to the cavern Chamber of Sins, go all the way down, kill the guy that's there. It's pretty easy. Get his item. Then we want to go back to town if you need a Herald Gem, and you probably do some selling or gear stuff, but if not, you can log out, log back in, and go to the waypoint, then go to the crossroads again, or just use however you want to get to the crossroads again, and go straight up. This will be our first bandit. Now, obviously, if you're following a guide or whatever, generally it's take care of this guy, Oak, and leave Lyra alive. Now we go all the way through, find Broken Bridge, follow the path, all the way till we find his staircase, go up, talk, kill him. Then the crypt is in this right side section, which has the trial, and we can do the trial if you want. Mostly I won't be talking about that because that's extra whilst not being extra, so yeah. So we go, now we're going left. Left will be Riverways, and if you can take out Oak, which regens health, so you need to be able to either keep your flush up long enough or freeze him so he doesn't do his regen as much. If you can take him out, we get to the waypoint, we go up screen to the wetlands. The wetlands, we find him, kill him. After you take care of him, you go around the back and up towards your top of the screen, find a waypoint, and then waypoint back to the riverway. That's for later. Now we want to continue on through to the Western Forest where Alira is. Follow the path till you hit the waypoint. If the waypoint is on a path that's up down your screen, keep following the path till you hit the black guards, and then I find that's where Alira is top and the spiders are bottom. Obviously, this is just in my experience. If you find the waypoint on where the path is across your screen, from that waypoint, check up, check down, and you should find the two things. If it is the one where you got to go up for Alira, either take her out or don't take her out, depending on your thing. Go down, do the black guards, get the unique, do the door, don't go through the door though, then go down to do the spider. Once you see spider webs on the trees, follow that till you find her cave, and then go and get the spike. Now, killing all three will get you 2 extra skill points. Not killing and just keeping Alira will do resistances. Now we go and go to the waypoint, find the vines, take care of the vines, go through the ruins, throughout into the northern forest. Do not go into the dread thicket. The dread thicket is for later. It's not. If you need levels and you want to clear it, then go ahead, but we don't need it. So we continue up until we hit the caverns. Then we go up in the stairs all the way to the tippy top. We place the thing, we kill the boss. You want to keep moving and doing damage, and you should be fine. He's pretty telegraphable. You'll probably die if you get caught out or you get distracted or just one of those oh whoops type things. And then we want to go through the door, go and find Clarissa, go into the next section. Unless you got inventory issues, go straight into the slums. This is obviously the labyrinth act, so do what you want with that. Now, first thing is to find the catacombs, but technically the first thing is to take note of where the sewer is and then go do the catacombs. Not catacombs, the crematorium. Go do that, fight the piety, then interact, go back to town, talk to her, get the keys and go into the sewer. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And then what you want to do is actually get the bus, which should be with the shiny marks there, and find 3 of them. Make sure you got inventory for them. It does give you a skill point. And then we want to go and all the way through, get the waypoint. Very important, do not miss this one. If you hit or miss them, this one you do need to come back to. Go all the way through to the marketplace. Pop up at the marketplace, go find the battlefront. I generally head left. Not saying you should, but that's generally what I do. And then you want to find, obviously, the battlefront. Go in. I find generally if you head in a leftish this way direction, unless the camera's got me going backwards, but in a general left to diagonal of your map top, you'll find either a bridge part or the actual waypoint. Find the waypoint, head down that bridge till you find a cart, get the cart, Now, I go into the docks. You could just go into the temple and go talk to the lady that calls your names. I go to the docks, find the second thing she wants, the supplies, and then head back to the battlefront, go up to the temple. It just gets everything done that she wants right then. The docks are like 1 or 2 levels higher than the battlefront, but you should be fine. It's a good leveling up section of the docks, so I recommend just going to the docks and then getting that extra bit, and then going up, getting the waypoints, talking to her, getting that done, and then you can head back to the sewer. Obviously, go talk to the guy, get the bus out of your inventory, and then depoison the thing to get to the Ebony Barracks. Ebony Barracks, you have 2 choices. You can go to the Imperial Gardens, get that waypoint for later, or just head up, fight General Grievous, and he'll be fire based, so you want to have your fire res up by then. You want to move to miss his meteorite attacks, but generally if your fire res is up, is fairly easy as a unique / mini boss goes. If your fire res is low, that's where it starts doing extra damage versus not having it. So fire res is quite a good thing to have at that point. And then take him out, and you can keep going up above him, and then go into that place, go through, and then we end up on level 2 of that place, going through with all the crazy people shaking it about. We go along, end up finding the right section to go fight Piety, kill Piety, get the tower key, and log out and log back in. Go back to town, talk to the people. Then we want to go back to the Ebony Barracks, go to the Imperial Gardens, or if you actually got the Imperial Gardens first, obviously just go straight there. This is actually quite important. The library and a trial are both in here, as well as the quest line. Obviously the trial, do what you want. The library, if your build guide obviously does it, this is where you get it. Go do it. If you don't know whether you need to do it, go do it. Obviously if you know your build guide doesn't say you don't need the library or whatever, then don't worry about that, do it later, and head over to Spectre of God entrance. I know he's pretty full of himself, but we go in there, and it's a more staircase, uppity up type stuff, and then we go up there. He's got a bunch of uniques that we take out, then we take him out, and he's got 2 phases. He does lightning, so you should be, by this stage, about 50 plus of cold, fire, lightning. And then obviously if you're maxed out, then good, but at least 50% roundabout should be good enough for you. And then take him out, talk to the chick, and then head over to the aqueduct, go on through to Highgate. Act 4. Now we're in the Highgate. Inventory, as long as you got 1 section left in your inventory, forget going to the stashes, head over to the left and go to the dried lake. Head on your left side all the way down, you'll find the boss, Vol. Take him out. He's not necessarily difficult. He can be a little tanky depending on your whether you went attack or life. If your build's lucky enough to do both, then obviously you'll be fine, but generally you're either slightly better with attack or slightly better with defense based on RNG. And then we go back to town, just log out of a portal, and then go unlock the mines. We want to go to level 2, find the spirit and release it, and we'll deal with that later. Then go into the crystal veins. Now we go all the way through, fighting all them, go find the waypoint. We end up with the two options, the Column's Dream and Dasro's Dream. I, for some reason, constantly go left first and then the right. If you got the fire res up, you'll be fine. You go through, take them out. A little slowing down period can be, because it sometimes goes all the way across to come all the way back. Go, fight, take him out, and pick up what he drops. Then, if you're all fine to go do more, go back to waypoint, go to the next one, which is Desro's Dream. Go all the way through, fighting the little pit fights. Go through, fight him. He can be a little slower to kill because he has his little stall. But just stay on him, keep your flasks up, and you'll be fine. Then you want to deal with your inventory, all that, go back to town, talk to the peoples and everything before you go on through the belly of the beast. Go through level 1, level 2, we're just going through. These guys can do some bleed, so I think it's level 2 that they start. It could just be random, but I find level 2 they start getting a little more dense, and then you can get stuck on your cooldown of your dashes and all that and get a bleed, and then you start running and you don't notice. Just do watch your health, and if you start losing health real quickly, you probably got to bleed. So just stand still or magic up your flask and get the anti-bleed on your health. Head on through, kill Piety. This is obviously open up the pointy end of Act 4, and we want to go on through, talk to her and do the waypoint. I find do not touch the waypoint after you start fighting the 3, because it's bugged out on me and I've had to fight them again, and they've actually got harder, and their actions and their mechanics changed on me. So the best way to do it is portal if you have to, or clear all your stuff out of your inventory that you want out, go fight them. They won't really drop anything awesome unless you're lucky. And then defeat all them, go talk to Piety again, and go to the Black Core and go fight the Act 4 boss and Piety off and on. And then he goes to his second phase. You fight him and his little snail buddies that pop up. Just watch out for the traps and you'll be fine. As long as your reses are up, and they should be up, you want to try to stack them towards 105 by the end of Act 5. So as long as they're up, you should be pretty good. You just got to watch out for some of the traps or the vulnerability or the you do less damage type stuff with some of the 3 bosses. But you should be fine. Take him out, he'll open a portal to Highgate, go find the Ascent and go on through to the next area, Act 5. We're on in the area before the tower. We go on through, we kill the elite, and then go on up the ladder into the area of the tower. We can go talk to the lady, she'll give us a ring. You can just ignore her if you don't need it. Go through the door and go find the Jägermeister. It should be pretty easy to find. Then it's green writing, so it'll stand up. Get that, keep going through the map until you find Julius Caesar, and then take him out, pick up what he drops, and then you can go back, talk to the people if you want. or go on through to the Templar Courts. This is where the first real test of Act 5 comes, when you fight the boss that's a bit full of himself, and, well, seems a lot of them are quite full of himself. And then you go on through his section, you'll end up fighting him, he'll have 2 phases, and then he pauses sometimes and calls in help. Take care of them. That's pretty much to make sure your flasks are up and all that, but he can't be damaged then, so just focus on the outside. Don't waste your energy on him at that point. Take care of him, go on through, fight, and then you end up at the Ruined Square, which is the main section for Act 5. Now, you want to go on through to Ossuary. Go find the Purity Stick. It's pretty easy to find, but you usually got to double round. And then you can go on through, get that, exit back through, locate the reliquary, and then go find all the parts of Katava. That's for another point. Go through. It can be a little dangerous. If the mechanic spawns in there, it'll probably be a good way for it to disperse quite easily. So it might actually be beneficial if it does, the mechanic does spawn there. Take them out, go back to town, talk to the chick again, get your rewards. Now, pointy end, go find rooftop, go into the apex, put the stick down, Katava will turn up. This is where you want to try to have 105% of your resistances, because you lose 30% of your resistances after this fight. So having them up, you don't have to worry about it. Obviously, if you got them 75 as you fight, good. Don't really have them less unless you're really being unlucky or you just seem to be flying through it and all easy and you don't care. Up to you. Fight him, take him out, watch out for the little Chaos Hex Blast stuff, get out of the way of that. The arm thing, stay to the side or up out of the way of it. Hit him, hit the heart, hit him, hit the heart. Go through the phases, take him out, and then all you have to do is talk to Sin, then Lily, and then get on over to the Act 6. Okay, that was Act 1 to Act 5. That's pretty much half the game, even though it's technically half the game because it's Act 1 to 10. But Act 6 to 10, you should speed on through it, so technically the hard part's over. All you need to do is play the game to get to maps now. So the hard part's done. You should have been able to do it, not including the extra bits like the trials and all that, like the labyrinth. About an hour per act is generally cruising along, not really caring about speed, but not going slow. You're not like clearing all the maps. You're just going through doing the quest. About an hour a piece, so right now you should be around 5 hours play. Build depends on the speed of how quickly you can do it. The quicker you get your movement, obviously the quicker you get through. If you're lucky, you get movement speed. Obviously you'll go through the acts quicker as well. And at the start of the first couple of acts, we'll find runner boots if they have them, and then check every level you get. Then every 5 levels, definitely check, because that's when it resets. But every level, something new will be added, and you should be well on your way to getting to the pointy end of the content and getting to ultimatum stuff in maps. But that is that part and I hope you enjoyed. So bye bye.